Good afternoon, baseball fans. This is Gorgo 2005 coming to you from the friendly confines of my man cave and ready to get started with today's activities. What I have going today is not much in the way of opening packs. I only got 9 packs all of yesterday. 3 of those got opened, so I got up this morning and had 6 facing me. And guess what? As soon as I left to do some adulting this morning and came back a little after lunch, I found out that my tournament team actually won a tournament and got me 10 packs in one tournament, and that was better in one tournament than the 9 packs I'd gotten the entire previous day. So the random number generator being what it is, it being the fickle beast that it is, didn't give me much yesterday, but gave me a whole bunch just for starters today. So what I've got in line for today is opening those 16 packs that I now have. You see those up here. And yeah, there we go. There's where the 16 packs are hiding. And I'm going to be also trying to complete an historical challenge. I play as the 1927 New York Yankees, a very, very powerful team. Very rarely do they fail to get me a pack. And I see from reading other people's posts that sometimes when they do historic challenges, they get the occasional gold pack instead of a standard pack. The first 2 packs that I got out of historical challenges in OTP 22, both of those were gold. I haven't gotten a single one since. Only standard packs coming out of the historical challenges. So that's part of the plan. We'll do an historic challenge today. We'll open those 16 packs. We'll also take a look at my main team, which lost in the playoffs, and we did not get a chance to get promoted to the Diamond League. We'll take a look at them and some possible roster moves, because I think that I've lost patience with a couple or 3 maybe of my cards, and we're going to actually take some action in time for tomorrow's replay of a gold season, so to speak. I've been in gold now this will be my 4th straight season, and in the previous 3 I've gotten at least 100 wins in each of those 3. So we're hoping to replicate that, maybe do better, but in any event, let's go ahead and get into the game and get started with opening those packs first. We'll also take a look at some of our tournaments today. And I'm also going to draft my perfect team today for the This Week in Perfect Team Weekly Showdown. Okay, there's a tournament that lost. That was 83-66. Pardon me just a moment. I'm going to jump out of here and see how far that one got, to see if I got some packs out of that or whether I died in a quarterfinal. Okay, there's 66. We'll examine it and see how it came out. It's just a timing issue, folks. We'll see. Oh gosh, I lost in round 2. Yikes. Okay, so I didn't even come close to any packs there. Okay, so let me fire off another tournament. We'll go in then and start opening packs. Okay, I want a quick best of 7. There it is right there, number 8393. And we're in. Okay, so there we are. All 3 of my tournament slots are taken up. And there's my perfect draft up there. We'll get to take a look at those guys today. But let's go in here and see what kind of damage we can do on the pack trail. Okay. Alrighty. 16 packs. Here we go. Let's open these guys up and see what kind of good stuff lies within. I'm really, really hoping for some nice cards. And, oh gosh, we have nothing but live cards here. Nothing really to see. Nothing much of note here. Let's keep on going. 15 to go. And more of the same. We had 4 bronzes in that one. That was a little bit rich on bronze cards, but nothing there I can really use. Okay, keep going. Come on, give me at least a gold, okay? There. Hey, didn't I call that right? Did I not call that right? Corbin Carroll, future legend. I don't think he is a duplicate. No, he isn't. And I think I know exactly where he is going to come in as far as missions go. I now have the Arizona Diamondbacks Future Legend mission completed, and I will submit that to get the reward from it. Yikes, I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get out of that. Corbin Carroll, all right. Roland Office, is he a new bronze? No, he is not. Everybody else is a live card we've seen before, but that Corbin Carroll card was an excellent draw. Let me see how much it's worth, just for grins and giggles. It's worth over 3K by itself for a 1K base gold card. It's worth triple that. So I get a mission completed and I get some cards out of it. Okay, let's go ahead and keep on going. 13 packs to go. And again, oh man, a loaded bronze pack. Look at all those bronzes in there. I mean, gosh, your Roonies. That's a lot of bronzes in one pack, but they're all live cards, so it really doesn't help me much. Let's keep on going. And Tom Bergmeyer, I'm sure he's a duplicate historic bronze. We've seen him before. Gabe Gross, we've also seen him before. Everybody else is a live card. Nothing to see here. Let's keep on moving. Wally Reg. He's a brand new historic iron for me. Welcome to the organization, Mr. Reg. Good to see you. Del Gaynor, have we seen him before? Yes, we have. Shogo Akiyama was supposed to play in yesterday's Reds game, but he got scratched at the last minute with muscle tightness. So he's recovering on a day-to-day basis with his ouchies that he's dealing with. And everybody else here, live card. But Mr. Reg is a brand new iron, so he's always welcome to the team. Anybody else will get sold. Okay? 10 packs to go. We've gone through 6. We got 10 to go. There's another gold. Melvin Mora, third base, 2004 from the Orioles. Nice. Let's see if he's in any missions. He's not in any missions, so he's going to be a keeper. He'll probably be in a mission before the end of the year, and that'll drive his value way up. So we will hang on to him. He's worth 2.2K all by himself. Don Lang, is he brand new? No, he's a duplicate. We've had him before. And everybody else is a live card, so nothing new there. Let's keep on going. 9 packs to go. Okay, Dale Mahorsic. He's a duplicate historic bronze. We've seen him before. Reds Brad Brock, who I think is pitching at AAA right now. I don't believe that he's up with the main club. I found out today from watching a replay that Asdrubal Cabrera with the Reds is on the live roster. He pinch hit today and fouled out on the very first pitch he faced. So anyway, Brad Brock with my Reds, former bronze, current iron. Everybody here is a live card. This guy is a duplicate, nothing new. Let's go on. 8 packs to go. We're halfway through our 16. There's a silver and a gold. All righty. Former diamond, Manny Machado, now an 84 gold. And Dodger Joe Kelly, a live silver. He will also get sold. And Paul Doyle, we've seen him before as an historic iron. Nothing new going on here. Manny Machado will bring about 1,000 to the treasury. Let's see. Yeah, I can start him out a little higher than the 1K, and then if he doesn't sell, I'll check mark this one here. They automatically quick sell him for 1,000 if nobody bids on him at the higher price. Okay, let's get out of here. Keep on going to the next pack. Give me something good, guys. Give me something good. And that's not something good. as far as I can tell. Dan Gladden is a duplicate bronze. Alan Wiggins, another duplicate bronze. Willie Tasby is a duplicate iron. Everybody else is a live card. A whole lot of meh going on there. Let's go. 6 packs to go. Phil Dumatrait, and he's a duplicate iron. Everybody else is a live card, oh, except for Tax Neuer. I knew that he was a duplicate because I'd seen his card before. So nothing new here. Let's keep on going. 5 packs. Come on, game. Give me something good. Okay. Vicente Palacios. We've seen him before, I know, as an historic bronze. Everybody else is a live card, including former Red Sal Romano. Let's keep on going. 4 packs to go. And we have Matt Belisle with the Colorado Rockies, 69 bronze from 2011. He's a duplicate historic bronze, so we've seen him before. Everybody else is a live card. Nothing there, so we keep on going. Keep plugging away here. And there's a historic silver, Johnny Estrada, that's worth, he's a 72 rated silver card, historic silver. Let's see if he's in any missions. And he's in a lot of missions, one of which I do not have done yet. He was in Musina's silver mission, Tim Hudson's silver mission. Both of those are long since done for me. Name Game Johnny, I've had that one done for a while. But he goes as an historical all-star card. He goes into this historical all-star mission that's about halfway complete. So that helps us out a bit. Let's keep on going here. And he is not a duplicate, so we know that he will definitely get hung on to. Alrighty. Nobody else here of interest. They're all live cards. Let's keep going, guys. Jesse Hill, is he new? No, he is not new. Jerry Arrigo, he's also not new. Everybody else is a live card. Let's go for this last pack and keep our fingers and toes crossed for the best. And they're all live cards. Okay, well, anyway, we did get a few nice draws out of those 16 packs. We'll get a few K worth of value out of those, plus all my duplicates that I'll be selling. I'd say probably all told we have a value, total value for all 16 packs, upwards of between 5 and 10K perfect points. So I can't really complain. Every little bit helps the treasury. So anyway, that will do it for the pack draws for today. Short and sweet. Okay, let's keep on going. Okay, so I'm in the game now, and you can see here, here's my divisional series loss in the playoffs. I ended up winning the division 104 and 58, but I ended up playing a team that I did very, very poorly against during the season. I played them 6 times and lost 5 of them. I played them in the playoffs here, the division series best of 5. Played them 4 games. They took 3 of the 4, so they walked off with the series. And it looks like I'm about to have another simulation come up here soon, so I'm going to jump out of here and get out of the main team and away from the packs, and we'll go in and take a look at our existing tournaments that we have running. Looks like 8375 is my longest running one. 66 just died, so I'm hoping that 75 here is at least in the second round and starting to propel me on my way to possibly some packs here. Okay, and I'm tied 1-1 in round 2 with the Mudville 9. I see these guys all the time. Sometimes they kick my rear, sometimes I kick theirs. But in any event, we're going to be continuing to play against them in round number 2, and hopefully we make it to a quarterfinal, which hopefully sends me on to a semifinal. Semifinals are the lifeblood of packs. So I get at least 3 packs on a semifinal and at least 5 packs on a final. 10 packs if I win. Okay, so let's come out to the main screen again. And I would say it's just about time for us to go do us an historical challenge. Let's show you how this is done. You can only get one pack every 72 hours that the game decides to give you one. Last pack I got was last Thursday during the day, and it's been more than 3 days, 72 hours, since I earned my last pack here. So let's go ahead and start up again, because I'm due to win me another one. Okay, so I have it set up here. I'm using the 1921 through 1945 era baseball's rebirth, and I selected specifically the 1927 season. And down here we can see the season recap. The Yankees fielded what many still consider the finest team in baseball history in 1927, winning 110 games to easily take the American League pennant. Gehrig, Ruth, Tony Lazzeri, I forget Moisel's first name, and Combs, I forget his first name, formed the Murderers' Row that scored 975 runs, while the rotation of Wade Hoyt, Urban Shocker, Herb Pennock, and Dutch Reuter held the league to only 599 runs. Gehrig and Ruth combined for 107 homers, home runs, a total that topped 14 other complete teams in baseball. There were 14 teams in the rest of baseball that didn't even get to 107 as a team. Okay? And the Yankees claimed the top 3 players in home runs, runs scored, and ERA. Pirates won the National League flag over the Cardinals and the Giants, but they weren't any match for the Bronx Bombers, as New York swept the Pirates in 4 straight games. That was the actual 1927 World Series. But we probably won't replicate that, but we're going to try to anyway. So I'm going to move on to the next step. After all of this data gets imported, it takes a little while for this. I'm finishing up my coffee o'clock coffee before it goes totally cold on me. Okay. Okay, game, let's go. I don't have all day, you know. Okay, now here on the real life transactions and lineups, if I click on use real historical lineups, it'll automatically check the real historical transactions as a default. So we'll leave that be. I don't need to see any of the AAA and lower leagues, so I'm not going to check mark any of those. Let's move on to the next step. I don't need to make any changes here. I'm not going to make any changes here either, the rating scale that is used. We're not going to use fictional pictures. We will try to use real pictures for coaches and players. Now here's the fun part, the next fun part. Instead of new game 2, I'm going to enter the name of the game as today's date, 2021-09-20. Today's the 20th, I do believe. No, it's the 19th. Okay, let me back up one. And I'm going to put down the time, which is right around 3:15 p.m. 3:15 p.m. And I'm going to save the game instead of once a season or once for the entire year. I'm going to have it back up the results once a virtual month. I don't want to do once a week because it'll be spending all of its time saving games. I'm going to do it once a month, so it'll do it one time for each of the months that we play baseball. And my manager's name, my favorite manager, Sparky Anderson. This Sparky Anderson was born in 1897. So here he is managing in 1927 at the rare young age of 30. Not too often you see a manager pitching or managing a team that young. And I've got the dual role of GM and manager. These are all settings except for the date and the that is the name of the game and how often I save it. Everything else is left over from previous games that I've played. So let's go ahead. Excuse me, please. Okay, we'll go on to the next step. Here's the important part, the most important part. I get to choose the Yankees. All right. And why do I choose the Yankees? Because, like I read you the little blurb before, in 1927, they slayed baseball, basically. So they will be generating a lot of achievements for me, and achievements are what drive the card pack that will get awarded. If I don't get a whole lot of achievements this season, then I'll probably have to play a second season and try to go for a pack then. Okay? All right. And I've received a personal message, and here's the owner of the team welcoming me to the organization. Usually these messages mean nothing to me, so I don't pay much attention. I'm going to configure my continue button so that it'll give me an entire week's worth of simulations with each click of the continue button, and I'm going to uncheck everything else. I do not want to see or need to see any of this stuff. I don't need for the game to stop for any of that. So we're going to have it play an entire week's worth of sims with each click of that button, and we go on, I click it, and it's almost ready to start preseason activities, and it's doing that right now, calculating my league stats if you read at the very, very top, and it will stop again when it's ready for opening day, and it will tell me so. Okay, autoplay was interrupted because the regular season starts today. Now, in 1927, they only played 152 games in a season, and there were no actual playoffs other than the National League champ and the American League champ playing each other in the World Series. That is it. There's nothing else that happens in the way of playoffs here. So we'll go ahead and start up, and I'm ready to do my first sims. Let's do a whole week's worth of sims and watch how quick it takes for that to happen. There's an entire week's worth of sims that happened just in that fast click. I got 3 achievements though for starters. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh, look how far down we are. Gosh, Roonies, we're looking horrible for early in the season. Yeah, we're 2.5 games out and way down in 5th or 6th place. But there's a couple more achievements that might help get me to a pack. Alrighty, let's keep on going. Hey, they're starting to move up a little bit. They got their first pitched save. Keep on going. Okay. They are in 5th place, 3 games back. Ouch. They need to hurry up and pick up their game here if they're going to do anything here. Alright, nothing new here. We'll keep on going. See, I like to play these seasons pretty quickly. You go through an entire season in just about 5 minutes. If you uncheck all those boxes that I unchecked, it doesn't take you long to play a season at all. So let's keep on going. Okay, we're moving up in the world. We're in 2nd place now, only 1 game back. We got our first series sweep against the Senators. Starting to get a few more achievements here. And hey, we're on top of the division now, or on top of the league. Okay, we picked up, what, 4 achievements just like that. So it just took those 4 achievements plus some better baseball play, and we're now in 1st place. Come on, Yankees, let's go. All right. 2 games in the lead. Home run streak that was over 5 games by Babe Ruth before they finally stopped him from getting a home run. So 5 games in a row with a home run, pretty impressive. And look what's in back of here. There is my pack. I've earned my pack. All right. So I'll say awesome, and we'll continue on and finish the season and get the heck out of here. Then go back and get to that pack. Okay. I'll finish up. So we're 5 games in front of the league. Yep, 5 games. 2 more achievements. Don't really matter much because I've already got my pack. Another achievement. And Nothing there. So you see, it's pretty quick going once you get to hitting that continue button and a dozen entire weeks worth of games at a time. So Chicago White Sox looked like they were trying to make a run for my Yankees, but they didn't quite get there. They started backtracking a little bit. Now look at that. They're now 7 games in back of the Yankees. Okay, so nothing new here. Look at, I've got an 11.5 game lead now on the rest of the league. Okay, and this is a scouting message, nothing big there. It doesn't really impact play, for me anyway. If you played the base game, the base game here that doesn't do what Perfect Team does, and you can basically use it as a baseball playground or as a sandbox, so to speak, and do your own types of games the way you want them. These messages can mean a lot, and your coaching staff means a lot. But in an historical challenge where my only goal is to get a pack, not so much. So anyway, we'll get out of here. 12.5 game lead. Yikes. Okay, and look at how fast we've gotten to the middle of August. We only have about a month and a half left to play. Babe Ruth just got his 400th career home run. That always happens during a 1927 simulation. Okay. Okay, so let's keep on going. And nothing new there. I'll keep on clicking that continue button until we get to the World Series. And I may just pause here. I'm not going to read Herb Pennock's letter. He's wanting the Yankees to do some sort of charity work, meaningful charity work, okay? Because I've seen that letter gazillions of times. Oh, look at 21 game lead. Aha! Okay. I want to see my my letter from the team owner, and I don't have that yet. So let's keep going. We're just about done with the season. 22.5 game lead. Oh my goodness. Here we go. There's my team owner. Or no, that's my director of scouting. Okay. Let me see if I can get to the team owner here. Home run champion was Babe Ruth. We are going to the playoffs. Now, okay, here's where I'm going to go into my messages and see if I can find the latest one from the manager, so you can see what the manager messages, or I'm sorry, the team owner records look like. Okay, I'm looking for development, scout, top prospects. Oh, here's the last message I got from the owner, mid-season review of goals. Okay, so let's see what he says. Okay, I reviewed the goals I set out for you. Team record, I knew there was a good reason to give you that big contract. You've been doing a great job with the team during the first half of the season. Keep it up during the second half so we can hit our goal and achieve a winning record. I don't see an improvement from where we were last year at third base. Please keep an eye out for an upgrade there if you want to keep me happy. During our time working together, I've been ecstatic with your progress toward the goals I've set out for you. I feel similarly about your handling of the team's on-field and front office management. Again, if you're playing the base game, these messages mean a lot. But for right now, not so much. But I'm going to go ahead and keep on going because it's about time for a World Series to start. Let's go Yankees. And, oh, is it going to be a sweep? Is it going to be a sweep? Okay. And it's the Pirates who actually won the National League in 1927. And we didn't, oh, they almost got the reverse sweep on us. We were up 3-0. They came back and tied it up at 3-3, but we came back and won Game 7. The World Series belongs to my Yankees. So that's that. I usually don't call them my Yankees, but in this case, they're me, so I'm cheering for them. All right, so congratulations, you've won it all. Here at this point, I always play ahead and go past everything else, all these other milestones that happen over the course of the postseason. I'm going to simulate until December 4th, where the Hall of Fame voting begins. So I hit that. It'll instantly do all that in the background where you can't see it. It'll save the file a couple of times, and then I'll be free to leave. But it will probably give me some year-end awards. Yes, Babe Ruth was the MVP. Wade Hoyt was Pitcher of the Year. I got Manager of the Year. Rookie of the Year was Wilby Moore. Lou Gehrig at first baseman got a Great Bat Award. And another time, Babe Ruth got Great Bat in the middle of the season as a right fielder. So that was nice. All right, so I'm done here. I'm going to save the game one more time. And then I'm going to exit to the start screen. I got my pack that I wanted. Even though it doesn't show up here, it may show up here in a bit when we're done looking around. All right, now 8375. Let's see now if I've gotten any further with that 1-to-1 round 2 result, because I'm just about ready to go draft my perfect team up here. Hey, I'm ahead 3-1. All right, so it looks like a quarterfinal is a very strong possibility. So I like that. I like that. Let's see how we're looking in the other two leagues, or the other two tournaments. No, Ludwig, unfortunately, I did not make it to Diamond. I got beat in the divisional series 3-1. So I'm going back into gold for one more season. And Sadior, thank you for the congratulations on the pack. I finished the season after. Oh no, I got that pack in the historical challenge after my season play was done. I was already done with my divisional series, which I lost 3-1. And I figured that I would, because I lost 5 of 6 to the team that I played during the regular season. So I figured that was a lost cause. I ended up losing 3 of 4 to the same team in the divisional series. So I'm going back to gold again next season to see if I can make it to Diamond then. But in the meantime, we're sitting and standing pat in gold, and I'm ready to look around a little bit and see how these other two tournaments are going. 84 is my next oldest one. Let's see if I'm at least out of round 1 by now. Okay, here we go. Hey, I made it out of round 1. I won round 1, 4-1. I'm going to be in round 2 soon. All right, let's take a look at our last remaining tournament that's still running, and that's 93, I believe, right there. And I take a look at him, and it's going to tell me, at least I hope, that I'm going to be winning more games than losing in round 1. And right now I'm winning 1-0. There's a simulation completed. Let's see if I go ahead 2-0 or it ties up at 1-1. And it's tied up 1-1. I lost 3-2 at home. Well, not technically not at home, because all the games take place in Perfect Park. The only thing about these tournaments is who bats first, who bats last, and that's about the only thing. There is no advantage to be had there. And I think I started to allude to something before, that in the perfect team mode of the game, you can affect your ballpark factors. Okay, and I'll go there first before I go and draft my perfect team, and show you where I'm talking about. And there's my pack. It finally showed up. I'll open it in a bit after I look at my ballpark factors. I set these up at the beginning of the season, and I've only got until the 10th game day number 10 in the season, to finish setting those settings. I have to go to Customize Team, because my ballpark is contained in there. This is the part of the game where I can also, change uniform colors, uniform styles, that sort of thing. But one very important part of this is where I can customize my ballpark. Okay, and down here, customize your ballpark. There's the name of my ballpark, Flames Ballpark at Finneytown, located in the USA. And there's the Finneytown Flames, name, nickname, and the abbreviation. And that stands for Finneytown Flames, okay? Some people take that to mean something else, but that's beauty in the eye of the beholder, so to speak. Let's customize the ballpark. It won't let us do it now. Yes, it will, because my season's over. So I have this set up for lefty cheese, so to speak. Lefty cheese meaning I favor left-handed hitters, which is what I have mostly of, is left-handed hitters here. I have my batting average for left-handers buffed all the way to 1.1, where 1.000 is the default. And I have averages for right-handed batters nerfed all the way down to 0.950. That's as low as I can set that. So I'm favoring left-handed hitters and not favoring, in fact, I'm taking ability away from right-handed hitters. Doubles and triples, I left those neutral. That's the neutral setting. I didn't try to boost or cut back on doubles and triples, so they stayed the same. The same thing with home runs. I favor left-handed hitters to the tune of 1.1, and I don't favor right-handed hitters to the tune of 0.950. Now I could go ahead and change those now, but I'm not much of a mood to do that, except I'm thinking about replacing Stan Musial at first base. He had a really, really poor season, and I saw many teams on here in gold that were still playing Jeff Bagwell, whom I still have. He's a right-handed hitter. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm still going to favor my left-hander hitters, but I'm going to neutralize for my right-handers, because I'm going to have one more right-hander in my lineup. Okay? So there's that, and I have to hit enter after each one of these changes. 1.000, same thing with home runs. We'll take that like that. Ballpark factors have been based on dimensions. Wall height. Okay, that wasn't right. Something. Okay, now here, this is 1.100, enter. 1.000, enter. 1.000, enter. 1.000, enter. Down here I'm going to go 1.100, enter. Down here I'm going to go 1.000, enter. Okay, so that's the way I want my ballpark set. Wait a minute, what happened here? 1.100, enter. Okay, fair enough. So everything up there looks right, everything down here looks right. It doesn't matter if I change these things down here. If I change the, like the height of the wall, I might have automatically calculated here. I might have clicked on this one by mistake, and that gave me a problem. Okay, so I can tell what type of stadium to have. Here I've got a retractable roof, which is a much nicer stadium than Great American Ballpark downtown. And I'm in the suburbs, so we have natural grass. We can hold 45,000 fans. We don't have a latitude and longitude. So those are the ballpark factors. I can't do any of this in a tournament. That's why all of the games take place in the game's own perfect park. They have totally neutral park factors, where everything is 1.000 all the way around. But I'm slightly buffing my left-handed batters and leaving everything else pretty neutral. All right, so that's that. Now we can come back here and we can open this one last single solitary pack and hope that there's something good in there. And what will we see? Hey, another gold card. Former diamond, now gold, Freddie Freeman. Okay. That's an extra 1,000 for the treasury, so we appreciate that. Nothing else here except Mark Lemongello. I knew that he was a duplicate because I've seen that card numerous times. Everybody else is a live card, including Freddie Freeman, but he's worth 1,000 perfect points to my team, so that will help us out quite a bit. So I'm glad I got that extra pack. It was worth the trouble of going out to get it. Alrighty. So I promised we would go take a look at Perfect Draft, and let's see how our team that we're going to run on Friday night in the This Week in Perfect Team, that's what TWIP stands for, This Week in Perfect Team Weekly Showdown. 256 teams competing for some nice prizes. And what I'll do is I'm going to take a quick look at this. If I show the perfect drafts real quick and show the one that I'm in, which is TWIPT down here, let's take a look at what the prizes are in next week's TWIP tournament, or this coming Friday's TWIP tournament. Special edition center fielder Kurt Welsh of the 1888 Philadelphia Athletics. From what I understand from Chris Jardine talking about this card, and Dishnet 34 talking about this card, is that it's one of the very best, if not the best, center field or outfield cards to have in the entire game. So it's a very, very worthy first prize. Second place will get a special edition Kenley Jansen from the 2017 Dodgers. Third and fourth place will get a special edition Maglio Ordonez from the Tigers 2007. Fifth through eighth place gets right fielder Tony Gwynn special edition from the San Diego Padres 1984. This is not Tony Gwynn Jr., but his daddy, Tony Gwynn Sr. And 9th through 16th place would get Dick Raditz from the 1965 Boston Red Sox. All of those are special edition cards, and that Kurt Welsh card is in particular for the overall tournament champion. That one is a fine card. Now, only once during this particular calendar year, since OOTP 22 came out in March, I have actually made it to the finals of the This Week in Perfect Team Perfect Draft Weekly Showdown. I've made it to the finals. I didn't win. I didn't get the first place card, but I got the second place card. The game, or the series, went to 3 games. The way that this tournament works is it's do or die. The series are best of 1, and the finals are best of 3. So every game in there, it's do or die. That's what the DOD is for, do or die. And F3 means finals best of 3, and there's the little bubble that comes out of that. Okay, I'd say it's time for me to go in there and see what cards the game throws at me and see if I can pick the right ones to help me do well in the tournament. Let's go. Okay. It has to go through and load all the cards that it can pick from. Okay, and I'm going to start drafting right now. I've got 15 minutes or 20 minutes to get all my drafting done. Okay, I've got John McGraw, third base, with the, let's see, doesn't give me a team, I don't think. Dave Winfield, Robin Roberts. I've got Robin Roberts on my roster, though I don't think he's exactly pitched much for me lately. Jack Glasscock, Brooks Robinson, I think. Okay, who do I want? 97 defense with 91 contact, or do I want 112 defense at third base with 85 contact? That one is a tough one. Let me see what Javi Lopez looks like. Okay, he's a good power card, but he's not much in the way of defense. It's either going to be Glasscock or it's going to be Brooks Robinson. Chat, what do you think? Yeah. Yeah, Luke, I did set park factors before game 1. I'm already done in the playoffs. It's before game 1 of next season. That's why I've got my. I finished the season. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You finished the season after getting the pack from your challenge. Yes, yes, yes. I see now what you're talking about. The season I was talking about was my perfect team season. Okay, not my historical challenge season. Sorry about that for the misunderstanding. I see now what you're saying. Yes, I did have to finish the historical challenge season after getting my pack. Sorry about that. Okay, alrighty. Now let's see. So anyway, all right, I can set my park factors now, or I could also wait until tomorrow morning before game one to set my park factors. So anytime in that window is fine. As soon as my regular season is done and I know where I'm going to be headed next, I can set my park factors anywhere between there and between the first sim at about 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning, and also the let's see, let me think about this a little bit, and any time before the end of the 10th simulation day. I've got that period of time before my park factors end up getting finalized, and I'm stuck with them for the rest of the season. So anyway, let's get back to the perfect draft. I've already lost a bunch of time. I'm going to go with Brooks Robinson, guys. Okay. I'm going to have less time to choose my next cards. Dave LaRoche, Omar Vizquel, Dick McAuliffe, second base. Oh, look at that defense. Look at that defense. And I've got some pitchers here. Aaron Robinson is a catcher. He's a 47. I like him at second base, and I love him at second base. Dave LaRoche is a reliever. Oh, look at that stuff. It's insane. But I think I'd rather have, let's see, I think I like the idea. I like the idea with that eye and that power and that defense. I'm going to go with Dick McAuliffe. Okay? So I've got a second baseman, I've got a third baseman. Now let's see what I can find in the way of pitching. Oh, Davey Concepcion. Oh, man. Oh, man. If I take him, which I'm I'm tempted to do, then I don't have any diamond pitchers. Ah. Okay, 91-86. I want to go towards defense. Davey, you're on my team. Welcome to the team. That defense I've got right now is incredible for the infield. Okay? Now, let's see. I need a first baseman, I need a catcher, and I need all my pitchers. There's Mr. Wade Miley of my Reds. Ivan Herrera, how's his defense? His defense is somewhat good. That might be my catcher, but let's see. There's a closer, Edwin Diaz. And Montgomery. I need to get me some pitching. I need to get me some pitching big time. So I'm going to go with Wade Miley for starting. Wes Farrell, let's see what he looks like compared to Miley. He's a 57-75. He's a 62-72. Okay, well I can reset the orders later. But I like, I think I like Edwin Diaz as a closer and Wade Miley as a starter. So I'm going a little bit later with my pitching than I usually like to go. There's another starting pitcher, Bill Stafford. He doesn't look that good. Leody Taveras. Oh, look at that defense for center field. That looks cool. Esteban Yan as a reliever, 87 stuff with 84 control. That looks tough to beat. Kerry Wood, oh, starting pitcher. There's a good guy. Kerry Wood, I'm going to take him. I'm going to take him. Now, let's see, do I take Esteban Yan or do I take Leody Taveras? I've already got a good second baseman. Don't need Danny Murphy. Starting pitcher Ralph Burkhofer, 88-73. He doesn't look too bad either. But Esteban Yan, look, okay, he's got blue stuff and blue control. I am going to go with Esteban Yan, okay? And I got to hurry this up because I'm running out of time. Okay, there's relief pitcher Paul Shuey, 116 stuff. Sammy Hughes at second base. I've already got a good second baseman, got a good third baseman. Irv Young, 70-88. Okay, as a starting pitcher, I'm taking him. Delino DeShields, my current Reds first base coach, and his son Delino Jr. played in center field for a while yesterday. Okay, so Colin McHugh, 91 stuff. Nick Madrigal, second base. Okay, Tony Clark, first base. Scott Geraltz with 100 stuff. I think it's going to be Mr. Shuey. And let's see, what did we have for starting pitching? I don't think we had much of anything. Irv Young, I had him already picked. Okay, let's go ahead and take pitchers with our next two roles also. Okay, so we have a starting pitcher and a reliever. Okay? Okay, so we'll submit those. Now I'm up to 3 starters and 3 relievers. I've got 3/4 of my infield. I don't have a catcher yet. I don't have a first baseman yet. I don't have any outfielders. Okay, so I'm going to be Jim O'Toole. Yes, I got to take Tooley. One of my very, very few baseballs that I own. I have about 6 or 7. One of them, it's the only autographed one that I have, is signed by Mr. O'Toole. That I was lucky enough to get. A son-in-law of mine had Mr. O'Toole at a company event that his company was holding in the center field boat out there just above the batter's eye in center field at Great American Ballpark. Jim O'Toole was the paid-for Reds guest at that company outing, and he was giving away signed baseballs. So my son-in-law grabbed one and gave it to me, which I'm really, really thankful for, because he only lived another year or two after that particular event. So even though he's not the greatest in terms of stuff, he's pretty well balanced between stuff and movement, and I love him as a left-hander. I'm going to go with Jim O'Toole. Okay, Carl Willis. Okay, relief pitcher Pete Fairbanks. Okay, Nick Allen is a shortstop. I don't need him. Let me look. There's a catcher, Buddy Rosar. Oh yeah, there's my catcher right there. There's my first string catcher. With 101 defense, you bet your booties he's going to play behind the plate for me. Okay, so Jim O'Toole, Buddy Rosar. Let's keep going. Oops, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Okay. Now we're grabbing some, like somebody suggested, okay, we're stacked on defense. Now let's grab some pitchers. Okay, Red Ryan as a starter. Not the greatest. Let me see if I can find another good starter in here. First baseman, Buck O'Neil. Hey, there's my first baseman, folks, right there. Buck O'Neil, welcome to the team. Okay, Grady Hatton, I don't need a third baseman. I do need right field, but I do need... I think I like Rats Henderson better than Red Ryan as far as a starting pitcher goes. And I've already got 4 starters, and this way I don't have to have a bronze starter. So I've got Buck O'Neil playing first. I'm going to have Rats Henderson playing as my final starter. Let's go ahead and go with those 2 silver cards. We have about 9.5 minutes left, and we have 2 more silver rounds, 1 more silver round, 3 bronze rounds, and then the iron round. So I think we're looking pretty good. Okay, now I need some outfielders. Gary Thomason, 59 defense. Let's see. Looking at outfielders. There's hardly any outfielders here. Otis Clymer, oh gosh, 40 defense. That stinks. Okay. I might have to take Gary Thomason. Okay. Travis d'Arnaud. Nope, not quite. Right-handed closer. Jordan Romano. with 100 stuff. He might be a decent reliever. Dylan Floro has really nice movement. Phil Matone, relief pitcher, 97 stuff with better control, I think, than Romano. Yeah, he's got better control than not control. I mean movement. He's got better movement than Romano does. Brian Mueller, starting pitcher. Okay, he's got excellent control. So it's hard to say here. There's Ray Narleski, relief pitcher, 110 stuff. I like that stuff. Let's see. No, I'm not ready to go with him yet. Relief pitcher, Dylan Floro. I think I might like Floro better. Let's take him. And as much as I hate to do it, I'm going to take, with a 59 defense, I'm going to get me a left fielder and hope and pray for better defense for the rest of my outfield coming up. Okay, that's the end of my silvers. Now I got 3 bronze rounds. Oops, I got one more card to pick. Garrett Thompson. There we go. 7.5 minutes left to go. Now we got 3 bronze rounds. Let's see here. Okay, looking good. Right now we've already got our starters addressed down here in the corner. We have 5 starting pitchers and 4 relievers. I only need 3 more. I need 4 more relievers before I'm done there. But let's see what we've got. Sam Zoldak used to pitch on my bronze tournament team. And let's see, Dave Pope, 50 defense. I'm looking at outfielders first. Daryl Hamilton, 55 in right field. Hal McRae in left field, third base. I've already got a third baseman. Already have my starting pitching. Emilio Pagan with 89 stuff. I think I'm going to take Daryl Hamilton as my right fielder and Emilio Pagan as my next reliever. Okay, so there we go. That bronze round is done. Now let's see, I need a center fielder. Frenchie Bordegaray with 55 defense. I might have to stick with him. Rusty Torres, 49 defense. That's not that good. Left fielder John Sullivan. He can't play center. Right fielder Jim King. He can play left or right. But 64 defense is really not bad. Let's see. Center fielder Damon Buford, 49. It looks like, oh, look at how versatile Mr. Bordegaray is. He can play second base, left field, center field, right field. There's my center fielder. Okay. Now, who else can we get going here? We have a relief pitcher, Mr. Jim Britton, who pitches on my bronze tournament team. I may end up going with him. John Sullivan, no thank you. Rusty Torres, no thank you. Let's take Jim Britton as a reliever. There's 2 more bronze cards. I have 1 more bronze round to go, and then I get to pick 5 iron cards. Okay, I have 6 relievers. I have all 3 of my outfielders. I have my infield complete. So I basically need 2 more relievers, and then I get backups. I usually save the iron round to get my backups. Okay, now Mr. Martinez has fairly decent stuff for an iron card. I might take him and stick him in the pen as a 62. Starting pitcher Hub Pennell. He's a 59 stuff. 67 stuff looks like right now like. There we go. Ike Camp. There's my next reliever. This will be reliever number 7. Okay, so that's my first card. Now let's see what I've got here for some of the other positions. This guy here plays second base and shortstop with 47 defense. This right fielder here plays right fielder left with 60 defense. He might be a good choice. Catcher Aramis Garcia With 70 defense, he would make an excellent backup catcher. Chicken Hawks would be a decent backup first baseman, because I already have Buck O'Neill playing first. Oh, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. Ruben Amaro, 51 defense. Doc Farrell, 50 defense. Jason Dixon. Okay, he doesn't have that great of stuff. Hub Pernall. I don't like him that well. I do like Ike Camp, and I think I like Mr. Hawks, or maybe even better yet, Mr. Garcia. Let me take a quick look at the batting. 42, 64, 42. Oh yeah, better hitter all the way around. Mr. Hawks, welcome to the team. And we have Ike Camp and Chicken Hawks. Now we get to pick our 5 iron cards. And I've got a little over 2.5 minutes to do it. I only need one more reliever. Then I need some backups. Okay, George Hargriever can play left or center. Okay, he's going to be a backup outfielder. I've had him playing some for me before. Philip Deal, relief pitcher with my Reds with 75 stuff for an iron card. He might not be too bad. Lamont Wade, no thank you. Julio Franco as a first baseman. Oh, I wish I'd seen him before I saw the guy I picked as a backup first baseman. But Philip Deal, he doesn't look too bad as a reliever, so I think he's going to make my last reliever. Oh, and there's my favorite live baseball card, Connor Joe, with that smile of his. Just love it to death. His defense, though, only 25. Nope, that's not going to do it. Okay, so I've got 2 cards chosen here. I've got my one backup outfielder. I might have a second backup outfielder here. This guy does left field and right. He does left and center. So the 2 of these guys together will back up my my outfield. Now, Robel Garcia, they used to be with my Reds. Now he's with the Astros. Look how versatile a card he is. He plays first base, second base, third base, left field. He can back up just about any of those. So, Mr. Garcia, welcome to the team. You are iron card number 3. And we have 1 minute left. Let's keep on going. Let's see. I think I need some more backup infielders. I've already got a backup first baseman. I need somebody else who can cover. Well, let's see. Garcia can play second base. He could be a second base or infield backup. Yeah, look at that. Second base, third base. He can be my infield backup and an extra outfield backup plus a first base backup. Nice. Okay, so there's that. Mr. Garlic. Connor Joe. Oh, look at he can play everything too. He's getting picked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 5 iron cards. Let's go, team. I like this draft. This is one of my better drafts that I've had. I really like this draft. Let's see what chat says. Chat pretty much agrees with me that Concepcion was the pick. Stacked on defense. Now grab those pitchers. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. And I took Robinson over Glasscock too. Yeah. Okay. Now we can go on and see how the roster looks, because the artificial intelligence, or AI for short, has a way of doing things here. And I think I like the way my pitching staff looks. Irv Young on top, Kerry Wood next, then Wade Miley, another gold, next, Jim O'Toole, high silver, next, and Rats Henderson, another silver, next. Oh my goodness gracious, I like my pitching staff. I really like my pitching staff. And Edwin Diaz is a closer with his 121 stuff. Thank you very much. Okay, now I've got myself a nice long reliever. And Ike Camp as a lefty here. It can be a specialist against left-handed batters, so we like him. It's an almost all righty pin, and 3-2 leaning towards the lefties starting rotation. So I really, really like it. the way it looks. Okay, so much for that. All I'm ready to do now is do my strategies. All I'm going to do is set myself. I always waver back and forth between sabermetric, full sabermetric, and full tactician. I had been doing full tactician lately, but I seem to remember the last time that I placed highly in this tournament, I was using sabermetric strats. So let's go sabermetric here. Oops, hang on a second, cancel that. Sabermetric, not moderate, but full sabermetric. And we do that, and there we go, right there. Okay, so we don't use hit and run very much. We're good on base running. We don't try to steal bases much. The only thing I like to do here, I'm going to take a look at my lineups first and see what kind of speed I've got. And it looks like Hogreaver, and there's my telephone going again, so please pardon the telephone. Hogreaver is about the only base runner that I have that looks good. So I've got him as my only pinch runner, so I may not be doing much in the way of base stealing anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and leave the base stealing strat where it is. We're good on infield shifts, we're good on outfield shifts, neutral on holding runners, keeping the infield in, corners in, guarding the lines, and we're doing everything the sabermetric way here. So we'll go ahead and leave that as is. We're never going to use openers. And player strats, we'll just leave those be. They're going to default to the team strat. For as short as these tournaments run, I don't think it's going to make a whole hill of beans worth of difference. So that's my strat. That's my team. I'm ready to submit it, and we're ready for Friday night, people. I'd say that was a decent draft. I really would say that's a decent draft. Okay. Ha ha! E.T. Gunner Dog, guess what, buddy? You just bought yourself a ban. Okay, he is gone. He is out of here. Okay. Now, let's see. I think I can, now that I've submitted the team, I'm going to submit it one more time. Let's get the heck out of here. I have a feeling that that phone call that came in was spam. Hey, I still have my 3 tournaments running, the same 3 that I had running before. I'll go check those in just a little bit, but I want to check and see how the postseason is going, because a guy who's on my friends list, Mr. McMariners, he won his division in the division above mine, and he is getting to play the team that beat me in my divisional series for the league title, so to speak, or the title for our side of the table. So let's see how he's doing, because the last I saw, he was leading 2 games to nothing. So I'm hoping to see something better, because I really want to see him win this series. He's ahead 3-2. He has the Everett Pilots. The Springfield Protons are the ones that that knocked me out 3-1 in the divisional series. I really want to see the Pilots win it. And it looks like, if things are serving me correctly here, that the home team is winning every time, which means that the Protons would be due, if that holds true, they would be due to win this next series, or the next game, I should say. Okay. All right, so we'll see how that turns out. So I'm really, really pulling for the Everett Pilots here to go to the gold level series. Then over here, oh, these guys are going to a game 7 over here on this side. They're going to a game 7 to decide their conference championship. So that's going to be kind of exciting. I didn't play either of these guys all season. I didn't play the Titans. I did not play the Expos. I did not play them all season. I'm pretty sure I didn't anyway. Let's go check and see how my reports and logs show. Now, for anybody that doesn't know this, you can see how well you did against any other team in your league that you played during that season. First step is to go to the League tab, choose Reports and Logs. It gives you this league report, but you have to come over here and choose another one. Select League Report and choose Team versus Team. It'll show you how well you did against all the other teams that you played in that particular season. So I have to come alphabetically down here to my Finneytown Flames, and I'm looking for the Montreal Expos. Oh, I did play them, and I beat them 2-1 in a 3-game series. Now the Chicago, it wasn't the Chicago Baseball Elite that I saw back there. It was some other Chicago team, and I'd beaten them 5-2. Let's take a quick look at that postseason again. It's not the Chicago Baseball Elite. It's the Chicago Titans. So the Chicago Titans were over on the other side of the table. Let's look at the league standings and see where they started out from. They started out as a wild card team. They are riding the wild card wave that likes to hit during postseason. They won their divisional playoff against, oh no, Angered Unicorns Dewey Decimals did not get promoted to Diamond because the Chicago Titans took them out. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, so the Chicago Titans knocked out the league's the conference's best record in Angered Unicorns decimals. Oh man, that hurts. That hurts bad. But I've been on both ends of the wild card wave, so I've won some, I've lost some. But anyway, if we take a look back here at the sub-league division series, here's where we see, oh good grief, the Titans, the wild card team, blanked Angered Unicorns Dewey Decimals 3-0. They took all 3 games. That's not just an ouch, that's a triple ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. In other words. So I kind of hate to see it. It sucks for Angered Unicorn, but it's great for the Chicago Titans, whoever their manager is. Let me take a quick look and see if I can figure out who their manager is. Their manager is somebody named Reidwk, Reidwk. Somebody I'm totally unfamiliar with. I don't even know if the guy is on Discord. But anyway, it's the Chicago Titans playing the Montreal Expos, a division winner, for the right to move on to the Gold World Series. And they're going to a Game 7. So that's going to be pretty exciting to see how that works out. Okay, so there's that. And I think I've done just about anything and everything I can do. I've drafted my perfect team. I've opened every single pack I've got. I haven't sold any cards yet. Let's maybe take a look at the cards that I've got available for sale. It's not even 4:15 yet. Let's go ahead and keep the gravy train rolling and see what we can find out on selling some cards. Okay? Yep. Seems to be the way. Be the wild card and just roll over the best recorded team. That's the way it worked that time. I won a gold championship earlier this season as a wild card. If I take a look at my manager record, oh no, I was a division champ. I was not a wild card. Up here is where I was a wild card and won a trophy. I came in second in my division and won the World Series. So that means I went into the playoffs as a wild card and ended up. I rode the wild card wave into a World Series title. Down here when I won gold the last time, it was after finishing first in the division. Okay, there's a new sim in. This will tell me who the winner of Game 7 is over there between the Chicago Titans and the Montreal Expos, and it will set up, hopefully, a World Series if McMariners and his Everett team can beat the Protons. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, over here, oh, they're going to a Game 7, guys, okay, and it's going to be in Everett. So go Pilots go, you're going to be at home. It's all in your hands, guys. And the Chicago Titans, the wild card team, won. And they're going to the World Series. And they won the game 6-4. Oh, man. So there's a case where the wild card team is basically getting it done. They made it to the wild card game, won the wild card game, made it to the division series, won the division series. They made it to the sub-league series, or I like to call it conference series, and they won that. Now they're moving on to a gold level World Series, while the Everett Pilots and Springfield Protons duke it out in Game 7, and I'm really pulling for the Everett Pilots to win and move on to the Gold Series to take on the wild card winning Chicago Titans. That'll be a fun one to watch later. Okay, let's go back here to the main, the home team screen, and I'll go into my collection, and I've got only duplicates chosen. I'm going to, and I've also got bronze auction house quick sell trigger. I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to go with all quick sell irons right now. I take that back. I don't want to do that. I want to use this other emergency quick sell, which is when I have a whole bunch of packs that I opened. Look how many cards I've got now to emergency quick sell. 44 cards here. I'm going to tag them. I'm going to sell them all. And that's going to give me 220 perfect points. Boom. Okay. Alrighty. Now if I happen to hit low iron again, I'm not going to see anything because I just got rid of all of them. Now let me take a look. How many, if I clear my filter, how many duplicate cards do I have? Oh, come on, clear it, clear it, clear it. I have 211 duplicates left after opening packs today. So, long way around the horn, I've got some selling to do. And one of those duplicates is a silver. And I see now why it didn't sell is because his L10 is a little on the high side. I'm going to try, he didn't sell the first time, so I'm going to lower his price a little bit and try to get him to sell better. I'm going to set him up for 149 and 150. And if he doesn't sell this time, then I'll set him up for an even lower price and specify quick sell if nobody bites. Okay, so next I think I want to go for my bigger sellers here. I'm going to go for my triple digit guys. So I'm going to go for this one first. When they're in the low hundreds, I try to keep a gap of 3 underneath the L10. So I'll go 112, 113, and that will take care of Mr. Gladden. We put him out there. And keeping that same cushion of 3, 124, 125. Okay? The 125 is the buy it now price. Okay, so that's that. Now here, this is upper 100s. I'm going to set up a cushion of 5 on this guy. So it's going to be 186 and 187. Okay? All right. And here's another one where I'll use a cushion of 5 on Alan Wiggins. 214, 215. Okay. Alrighty, there he goes. Then after a bit, I'll show you a little trick that I do. I don't have all the screens set up to show you every single step, but I can tell you what I'm doing as I do it. Even though you'll be stuck here on the game screen, I'll tell you what I'm doing. Okay, so this is low 100, so I'm going to go cushion of 3, 96, 97 for Mr. Blayholder. And this one's a low 100, so I'm going to go 140, 141, cushion of 3 for Mr. Eves. Alrighty. Now let's keep on going down through here looking for the big sellers. There's a couple of them there. There's a few more there. Another one there. Okay, so this is a little bit higher. I'm going to go 158, 58, 159. And this one here is that's a cushion of 3, 108, 109 for Mr. Tax Neuer. And 98, 99 for Mr. Mahorsic. Okay, now do we have any more 3-digit sellers down here? I don't think I'm going to see any, and I don't. There was a moment during this past week off stream that I found an iron card for Andre Scrub, live Andre Scrub. I think it was either an iron or a bronze card. It doesn't really matter that much. But its L10 was over 5K. So I happened to let the support team know about it so that they could take care of it. It looked like market manipulation and or perfect point transfers going on that would be less than kosher. So I did bring it to their attention. I don't know if it hit their radar yet, but I did bring it to their attention. Alrighty, because we don't like the honest players in this game do not like to see people attempting to cheat. Attempting to cheat is a really low blow when folks are trying their best to play an honest game and keep everything above board and on the table. Alrighty? Alright, I think I can handle a few more of these. The lower ones under 100, what I like to do with them is I only give them a cushion of 1 under L10. So this guy is going to go for 68 and 69 for Matt Belisle. See? Alright. Same thing with Mr. Fetty. It's going to be 35, 30, oops, hang on. 35, 35, I said, 35, 36. There he is. Oh, and he's a bronze card. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to automatically quick sell him if nobody nibbles. Now, here's another thing I'm going to do. Instead of just going blindly with no filter, I'm going to go with my quick sell bronze. See if I got any quick sell bronze first. Okay, these guys are all priced 35 or below, which is close enough to 25 that I can quick sell them. So I'm going to go ahead and quick sell these guys for 275 perfect points. There's that. And now we'll go to the auction house / quick sell. And I've got 41 of these guys. Here's what I do with these auction house quick sell people. I go ahead and set them up with a cushion of 1, 34, 35, and I specify here automatically sell for 25 if no bid is placed. Boom. Okay? Then I submit it. Same thing here, 43, 44, boom. For Jose Urquidy, who used to be a pitcher when I ran iron tournaments back in Perfect Team 21. 35, 36, boom. For Matt Whistler. So this is basically what I go through until I get all of this filter done. Then I'll go to the same thing, the same filter with my iron cards and treat them the same. And before you know it, I'll have my dupes down under 100 and I'll be a happy camper. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get out of here. You've seen enough of this, I believe. And I think that'll pretty much get us close to being done for the day. We've been at it for an hour and a half, very close. Um, we've seen how my main team has done. Oh, we didn't see me do any roster moves. Let's do that before I quit, okay? Because I am ready to say bye-bye to some of my players. Let's go take a look at our roster. I'll tell you who has stunk it up and who has excelled, okay? Let me look at my pitching staff first. Okay, David Price with an almost 5 ERA and only 11.1 innings pitched. That's a big old ouch. And let's see who looks the best here. Deacon Philippe or Johan Santana. I think I had Santana over here in the rotation. So I'm going to leave him there. Oops, I'm sorry. I've got to change my rotation to 5-man because I set it to 4-man for the playoffs. Now I can move another guy over there. Santana's going to go here. And David Price, even though you're a perfect card, I'm probably going to say bye-bye to you, man. That 4.76 just does not cut it. Now, Tom Glavine, he had a really fluky year. When he was good, he was very good. When he was bad, he was very bad. That 4.67 is an outlier. It is not a standard that I would expect him to repeat. So I'm going to keep him. He's been one of my top-notch pitchers. In fact, he still had 16 wins, despite the 9 losses. At one point in time this season, he was 13-2 before he went on a really, really cold stretch. So Glavine stays put, though I've got him moved down in the rotation a bit. Vida Blue stays put. Kevin Brown was a recent move in after I picked him up. Extreme ground ballers here in slots 2 and 3. Kevin Brown's extreme ground ball. King Felix's extreme ground ball. Glavine is neutral. And I think Santana, is he a fly ball or is he neutral? He's neutral also. Okay? So I've got 3 neutral pitchers in here. I'm fairly certain that Glavine is neutral. And he is neutral as a power pitcher, yes. So I have 3 neutrals and 3 extreme ground balls. Mr. Price, I don't think, is he a fly ball pitcher? No, he's neutral, but he's not really too good. He's been stinking up the joint. So I'm going to be replacing him. And I also want to replace Andrew McCutchen. I put him in there as a trial with his Build a Legend Perfect card. I put him in there as a backup outfielder, and look at he only batted .215 as a backup outfielder, and he ended the season on a cold note. Pop Lloyd, despite his cold slump, ended up with a .279 average, which is not bad for him. He is a backup shortstop. Jackie Robinson is my regular shortstop, and the reason I moved him to short, away from his natural position of second, is because look who I've got at second base, little Joe Morgan. Once I picked up Joe Morgan, that moved Jackie over to short, made Pop a backup. And then when I picked up Archie Vaughn, I had somebody else in there, I think as his backup. I think I had Perfect Wander Franco in there as his backup. I took him out, put in Caminiti. Caminiti did much better. Caminiti batted .300 this season, and it was really, really excellent to have there. So I'll tell you, the other person I'm looking to replace, sadly, maybe not sadly, Stan Musial came up a ton. He was batting well below .250. He's now up above .275. I was thinking about taking him out and putting Jeff Bagwell in there. I think I'm going to forego that change and leave Musial in at first base. The reason I've got him at first is because of my outfield, which is already pretty crowded. I've got Enos Slaughter, normally a natural right fielder, playing left. Oscar Charleston playing center, and he's normally a right fielder, I do believe. Is he? Let's take a quick look at him. No, he's normally a center fielder. And Cool Papa Bell is normally another center fielder, but I've got him playing right, or he's actually rated higher. Oh, then here we get to see who wins the series between Everett and the Protons. Let's go see. Go Everett. McMariners, I want to see you win this so bad. I want to see you win this so bad. And what have we got? Oh no! No! The Protons. Yikes. Well, at least the Everett Pilots get to move on to Diamond. So I congratulate Mr. McMariners and the Everett Pilots for making it to Diamond. I'm really going to be pulling for the wild card Chicago Titans here. I hate those Protons, mostly because they spanked my rear all season long, and I don't think they're that really great a team. So Chicago Titans, let's go, baby. Wild card Juju, let's do it. So I'm pulling hard for Chicago here. Alrighty, now let's go back to the roster and take care of business with them. Andrew McCutcheon is going to go bye-bye, and I do believe I'm going to bring back the person that he replaced in there. Let's take a look at the rosters here. I have to move the slider up. I have a pretty full slate of 100s here to choose from. Now, Kutch, you're out of here. Yes, you are on the reserves. Now, if I take a look at Curt Flood, he might be a decent outfield backup, except for one thing. He only plays center field. And my other outfielders, Enos plays left and right. Okay, see him here? Enos plays left and right. Oscar plays any one of the outfield positions, so that's him. Then Cool Papa Bell, he plays any of the outfield positions. So I don't really have to have that versatile an outfielder. I could possibly put Curt Flood in there, because I used to have Lou Brock with his better contact, but Curt Flood does have a little bit better power, or no, he doesn't have as good power, and he doesn't have as good an eye as Lou Brock does. So I really like Lou Brock in there better. He can play left field and right, so he does have some versatility there. So let's do this. I'm going to bring Lou Brock back in. He's a new outfielder. Now let's go to my lineups, and we're going to figure out who's backing up who. Okay, Enos. If Cool Papa gets tired, I think what I'll do, let me see what Lou Brock's defense is. His defense is only 64. That's better for the corners. I'm only going to use Lou Brock as a corner backup. I'm going to let other cards do the center field backup. Cool Papa Bell is a center fielder. Yes, he is. He's going to be Oscar's backup when Oscar gets tired. Okay? Cool Papa. There you go. You are Oscar's backup. Now, Enos, when you get tired, I can use Brock as your backup, because he plays either left or right, because his numbers are good there. And Cool Papa, what I think I would do when you get tired, I will use Enos as your backup. So in actuality, we have Lou Brock backing up one position, and that's Enos in left field. Everybody, the other people are basically, they're each other's backup because they can play those positions. Let's do the same thing now on the versus left lineup. Enos will have Mr. Brock backing him up. Oscar has Cool Papa backing him up. and Cool Papa has Enos backing him up. This way I think I minimize my outfield defensive weaknesses, that the only time Lou Brock ever gets in there is if Enos Slaughter is tired or Enos is over here in right field to back up Cool Papa when Cool Papa gets tired. So those are the only two instances there. I think, excuse me, I think now Cool Papa is looking good. Nothing new in chat. I think what I'm going to do, I had Caminetti batting for Archie every third game, or replacing Archie every third game. And with that 300 average versus Archie's 285, I'm inclined to keep it there. Okay, pinch hitters, Mr. Lou Brock is going to be over here. And I can't remember what his base running numbers look like, whether he's a pinch runner or not. Oh yeah, he's a pinch runner. He is definitely a pinch runner. So we're going to put him down here in pinch running. Oh, and this is only lefties. Okay, I've got my my runners figured out. I've got my positions figured out for left versus lefties. Let's do the same thing for versus righties. Lou Brock pinch hitting down here, and also as a pinch runner over here. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is on the versus left hand side, I'm going to move him up in the pecking order of pinch running a little bit. Instead of Jackie Robinson, I'm going to move Jackie down to here. Oh no, okay. Lou Brock goes up here. Jackie comes down here. Okay, so there we go. There we go. Now, why do I have Jackie in here as a backup pinch run, or as a pinch runner, where he's a starting shortstop? In case he ever gets tired, I can still use him as a pinch runner. You know how some teams set up people to pinch hit when they're out tired or they're resting up. They can have them in there as a pinch hitter, which puts them on base anyway, so they're still running. In this case, Jackie only goes out as a pinch runner if the person he's replacing is a slowpoke, which I kind of doubt that's going to happen. So anyway, that's getting close to that, the end of that goal. I'm going to go ahead and submit the team. This will submit not only my team roster changes, but also, oh, I haven't made my pitching change yet. Haha. Price, you're going to be out of there. Okay, let's go do the roster. Price is going to be out with his 106, 84, 94. Sending him to reserves. Now, who do I bring in? I don't want to use our oldest. I don't want to use Johnny Cueto. I do not want Tim Hudson. I do not want Tex Houston. I do not, or do I not want Fergie Jenkins? I may bring Fergie back. I might also bring Joe Nathan back and shuffle my relievers around a little bit. I feel good about Joe Nathan doing well in gold. I'm going to move him in. Now let's go look at our pitching. I'm going to move Mike Scott from his early stopper role. I'm going to use him as David Price's replacement as a late setup man. He's going to be a setup man, 7th inning or later. Oops, hang on. 7th or later. And we're going to set up Joe Nathan as the early 7th inning stopper. 7th and close game. Okay, so I'll click on lineups real quick and then come back into pitching because it rearranges everything for me, so it makes it easier to read. And there's everybody right where I want them. I'm going to set Waino to normal usage since we're starting a new season. Everybody's starting out fresh. So Joe Nathan is sitting where he's at as the early stopper. Sam McDowell with his super insane stuff, 144. Nathan's only got, what, 159? But Sam McDowell's got much better movement and control than Joe Nathan does. Okay? Except, oh no, Nathan has better control. It's McDowell has the better movement. I'd remembered the stats wrong. So anyway, these two guys might switch spots over the course of next season. It all depends. I tend to put my higher ERA guy in the later spot, so he doesn't have as long to be in the game before he gets knocked out of there. And I would tend to take these later spots and really have a nice quick pull hook on them so that they don't give up too much in the way of extra runs that we don't want them giving up. So anyway, I've got things fairly well the way I want them. My starting lineup looks good. My starting rotation looks good, I mean. And now I think if I hit submit team, I'm doing all right. And that is that. My pitching is set. My ballpark factors are set. My lineups are set. And about the only thing I would need to do is after maybe about a week's worth of virtual play is I'll take a look at my starting batters and see if I need to rearrange the batting order any. I have a certain philosophy that I use when trying to determine batting orders here. Okay, if I take a look at averages and I'm doing right-handed pitching, I'm going to do a split versus right, and I can see that Stan Musial has my highest average versus right-handed pitcher. So based on that, if everything from the end of this year holds the same, here's the change I would make. Pete Rose is batting .286. Mauer is batting .295 against righties. Archie is batting .297 against righties. So really, the truth be told, I would move Musial up here. I'm going to move him up one position at a time. Come on. There we go. I would put him right where Pete Rose, or where Joe Mauer had been. I'm going to move Mauer because his power numbers aren't that good. I'm going to move him down under Archie, whose power numbers are much better. He had 14 home runs this last year. But I think if I really want power in that third slot, I'm going to put Oscar there. He ended up with 16 home runs. Okay, a little bit better than Archie's 12, so I'm going to put Oscar in the 3 hole. Archie's batting well enough at .297 for the 4 hole. Mauer's .295 is good enough for the 5 hole. Enos just below that. I'm keeping Pete in the leadoff batting spot because he is, in all actuality, one of the best hitting cards in the game, and having him as a leadoff DH has really yet to have failed me yet. So, yet to have failed me yet. I'm a poet and don't even know it. Okay, Enos Slaughter batting 6th, Jackie batting 7th, which is right for his .273. Joe Morgan batting .275. I'm going to move him up a notch. And Cool Papa Bell at .259, bringing up the rear. Because I like to have Cool Papa and his speed in there almost as a second leadoff batter. So I have 2 similarly endowed get on base, run the bases types of batters and get on base for average. So the first game of the World Series, I believe, is ready to start. Looking good. Hey, a Newt raid. Thank you so much, Newt. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks everybody for coming in. Newt, hope you had a great stream today. And thank you for the raid, everybody here. This will be the first time that Aracet has seen me, and Mama Coffee Bean, and Hippie Rach, or Hippie Ratch. I don't know how you say that in Chaos Extreme. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. We're just about ready to finish this one up today. Yeah, I got my Newt to Newt emotes that I can put in so I can prove to everybody that I'm a Newt follower. But Newt to Newt is a Fortnite streamer. I followed him for at least a couple of years. He's now on Twitch. He had been on Facebook Gaming. OSW, who gave me the raid yesterday, had been here had been on Facebook Gaming as well, and now he's also on Twitch. So he hit me with a raid yesterday. Newt to Newt's hit me with a raid. Both of these guys are older gamers. They're up in they're not quite up to my neighborhood yet as far as age goes. But Newt is 49. I really don't know OSW's age, but he's a middle-aged gamer also. But OSW stands for Old School Wizard, so that tells you quite a bit right there. But two great guys that I love watching their streams. And thanks again to all you raiders for coming in, and we appreciate any and all follows that you care to drop. We're still trying to chase affiliate, even though I don't have any plans to monetize the stream at this point in time. You never know what the future may hold. So any and all follows are welcome, and thank you in advance for anything you can help me out with. Okay, so we're just about done with my particular part here as far as the roster moves go. I've got my field and my team pretty ready to go for next season. I've got a really good set of pitching. About the only one that really stunk it up was David Price. I moved him down and brought up Joe Nathan, who should pitch well in gold. And other than that, I think I've covered all my ground. I've done a historical challenge to get a pack today. I've opened 17 packs today. We also took a look at some tournament action. We took a look at some of the postseason action in my league. We saw how my team was doing and how they got knocked out in the first round, so I'm still stuck in gold level. And for those of you who are here brand new, let me explain the hierarchy of the game here. This particular mode is called Perfect Team, or you build yourself the strongest team that you can with the best cards that you can. 100 rated cards are perfect cards. Then the anywhere from 90 to 99 as an overall rating is a diamond card. Let me look at my collection. I'll get rid of my duplicate tag here, and we'll see the hierarchy. Get rid of my filter too. Okay, there's my collection of 100s. Those are all perfect cards. And I've got quite a number of those guys. Okay, so I scroll on down a little bit. Now there's my diamonds from 90 to 99. Then the next tier of cards are golds that go from 80 to 89 on overall ratings. And you can tell as you go down in rating, the weaker the overall parts of the card are. There might be some individual statistics on some of these lower rated cards that really stand out and make them desirable to use at higher levels of the game. But the hierarchy here, then gold, and then you can figure the next one, 70 to 79, those are silver cards. Then 60 to 69, those are bronze cards. And from 40, which is the lowest rating, from 40 to 59, those are considered iron cards. Now, as far as teams go, I have to look at the universe to show you how this works. Everybody starts out in something called an entry pool. When you first start playing this game, you're put into entry pool until that week is done, and you're basically trying to accumulate cards and try to build the best team that you can. The game gives you 6 card packs from which to build your very, very first team. And you do that in entry pool, which is down here under Rookie League. After you spend part of a week in the entry pool, then the next place you go is Rookie League. Rookie League is the lowest level in the hierarchy here, and they promote the top 6 teams in each one of these rookie leagues. The top 6 teams get promoted up to Stone League. Stone League, the top 6 there get promoted up to Iron, but the bottom 6 get sent back to Rookie from Stone, okay? So there's a promotion relegation structure here, very much like the tiers of soccer leagues in foreign nations. We don't have enough tiers yet in America to have promotion and relegation yet. But I think Major League Soccer and all the lower level soccer leagues are maybe working to try to rectify that situation and get better organized so that they can have a promotion and relegation structure. But anyway, as far as this game goes, you can get promoted, you can stay put, or you can get relegated. I have made it as high as Diamond level. Diamond level is the second highest tier of competition in the game. I've spent 10 seasons off and on up here playing in Diamond. I've never made it to Perfect League. Each one of the 40 Diamond Leagues sends its World Series champion to Perfect League. Perfect League, only the top 16 teams that make playoffs, they get to stay put for another season. They stay in Perfect League. And then 24 teams get sent down. Okay? And that actually makes for more than 40 slots. So there are actually 56 slots available. 16 for the returning teams from Perfect League, and 1 for each one of the 40 Diamond Leagues that feed up into Perfect League. Perfect League every week has a World Series, and it's streamed online on somebody else's channel, and it's always an exciting thing to follow. So Diamond level is where I would like to be, but I'm stuck in gold. I've spent quite a number of seasons in gold, and I can show you that graphically from my team, my manager history here. Ever since I started Perfect Team 22, Out of the Park Baseball 22, you see how I've done. Rookie League, I came in third. I made the wild card, made the playoffs, and I got promoted. I was one of the top 6. I got promoted up to Stone League. Had a 118-44 record, came in first in my division, made the playoffs again. And here I was in Iron League, 109-53, first place, made the playoffs again, and I got promoted up to Bronze. Bronze, I did well, got promoted up to Silver. Silver, I did well. In fact, I won the Silver World Series that year and got promoted to Gold for the first time. So I spent 2 seasons in Gold, making the playoffs both times before I got sent up to Diamond League, the second highest tier of competition in the game. And this is only after 8 seasons. In my 8th season, I got sent up to Diamond League. I came in third in my division the first year, came in fourth in my division the following year, ran into a little bit of a buzzsaw because look what happened. After that second year in Diamond, I got sent back to Gold again. Okay, I made the playoffs there, and here the second season I was in Gold. I won a World Series, and that automatically promoted me back to Diamond again, and I was in Diamond for 7 straight seasons. Okay, 7 straight seasons before I ran into a real buzzsaw down here and got relegated to Gold again. Okay, so I spent 3 seasons in Gold, made the playoffs each year, and I actually qualified to go back to Diamond again. Whoops, got relegated again after 1 season in Diamond. Came in last in my division. Yuck. And now I'm going into what will be my 3rd consecutive Gold season because I did not qualify for movement up to the Diamond League again this season. I did not place high enough in the playoffs. So that's the hierarchy of the game. You're basically trying to build the best team that you can with the best cards that you can. and that's essentially how this game works. So I'm running out of time. I've only got about 5 minutes left before I need to go heat up some dinner. We're having leftover pork roast tonight. My wife is going to have some German noodles with it, and I can't do the German noodles because I'm on keto, and I've lost 22 plus pounds since I started several weeks ago on doing keto. So I'm in the process of losing a bunch, so I have to stay away from the carbs. I limit myself to no more than 50 grams of carbs per day, and those are net grams. The way you get net grams is by taking total carb grams and you reduce them by the number of fiber grams that are included in the carbs. So you take total carbs minus fiber carbs, and that gives you net carbs. My favorite bread that I eat, it's called Carb Smart, and it's baked by Aunt Millie's Bakery. You can have one slice of bread and it's got one net carb in it, which is something like 7 or 8 grams of carb plus or minus one less gram of carbs made up of fiber. I believe it's because they use tapioca flour instead of wheat flour, and perhaps also a little almond flour, which has no carbs in it. But in any event, my keto diet is going very, very well for me so far. This is the lowest weight I've been in quite some time. I'm under 300, so I love that. I'm trying to get down as low as I can go, and we'll just see how far the trip takes me. But in any event, folks, I've got to hurry up and get going here. Thanks everybody for stopping in. We appreciate you coming by, and we will try to catch you next time. And in the words of the immortal Joe Nuxhall that I like to steal and end my stream with, this is Gorgo 2005, rounding third and heading for home. Good afternoon and good night, everybody.